Jokic won back-to-back MVPs for a reason.
Well, he's
He
incredible.
he is really good at making people look bad at their job. And he's done that.
He's incredible offensively
Yeah.
in his ability to put up like a triple double.
Oh yeah, that dude is
He's just gonna get boards and then also assists some.
he's a fucking unicorn. I mean, he's everything that we thought Porzingis would be and then more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about the sports.
So sensually this week.
Yeah, we got to change it up.
Very sensually.
This week we're gonna be smooth jazz version of sports talk.
Smooth jazz. Let's get into it, boys. NBA Finals. It's not
Yeah.
looking good for those Heatles.
Me and P, we may have been wrong about our prediction about the Heat winning.
I
this thing.
may have gone with my heart and not with my head on
I
this
will
one.
say my prediction is still technically alive. Heat and 7. right?
Heat and
If they make
6
an
is no longer.
It's not. But if they can make an incredible comeback, and if any team could,
Yeah.
but probably not against the team that they're playing against. It just it seems like they are outmatched. It
Yeah,
seems like every time we've seen the Heat earlier in this playoffs, like they'll go on they're a great fourth quarter team.
Yeah.
They'll start storming back, and they'll and their opponent just is like, oh, it gets overwhelmed or just cannot keep them at arm's length like the Nuggets have been able to do. Like the Nuggets have had an answer every
yeah.
time the Heat.
They've been
have
able to
started on that fourth
withstand.
quarter
I
run.
mean,
Yeah,
they're
like
a
even
tough matchup.
in game 3 and 4, we saw in the fourth quarter the Heat like at one point start to close in,
Yep.
get within maybe 5 or 6 when they had been down, 15 to 20, and you're like, oh, here it is.
Yep.
And the Nuggets have responded, and they've,
Hold it
shut
away.
down the last,
Yep.
the last
The
game.
thing
was
that
phenomenal.
the thing that really did it for me, and like, I guess, yes, technically the Heat could do this, but the reason that they are not going to is that long stretch when they had Jokic on the bench in the fourth quarter with 5 fouls, and instead of closing the gap got bigger with Jokic on the bench.
It did,
Yeah.
yeah.
The series is over.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap.
Yeah, we might
Yep.
get to game 6. Proud
Yeah,
team.
we-
Proud
we-
team that's well coached with I mean,
The Heat
that's
could sneak
that'd
out
make
one.
me look
Although
really smart.
I don't
going
think it
back-
goes 7. I think at most we're gonna get 6.
I don't know. They're
I
going
think,
back to
I think
Denver.
I think the Nuggets are going to close out the next game. Why would you not want to do that on your home court?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they don't close it in 5, it may go to 7. It's more likely to go to 7 than finish in 6.
I don't know. I mean, the home court doesn't really seem to be.
I
much-
guess it doesn't matter.
The Heat just got swept at home.
You're gonna beat
Yeah.
the Heat 3 times on the road, or in their house. You're not gonna beat them 3 times. Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, but the Heat should still be incredibly proud of
lost
the
like
one
the
that
last
they win
4
on.
I mean, it's
or at home.
the hardest game in any series, they'll say, is the closeout game.
Sure.
I mean, so this is a proud team. I think the Heat are a good basketball team, and I think they are not. It'll probably be another 3-point win, like their game 2 victory, but I think they'll be able to sneak one out. I don't think Tyler Hero's been cleared to play. I think he was not cleared to play. So, I
No
mean,
question. We'll
Yeah.
know by the time this thing is
yeah.
out.
But
But
yeah,
the Heat should be proud of this.
Absolutely,
They should be
absolutely.
very proud.
I think that you'll see this team probably try to get another go-to guy.
Well, yeah, that's probably. Let's blank that up. That's probably something they need to do if they
Yeah.
really want to get one.
You're getting close with just Jimmy Butler. Get him
it's
a bona
incredible.
fide running mate that's in his
It-
prime.
I mean, it's incredible that Jimmy Butler was able to take this team this far.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
Um,
imagine Damian Lillard with the Heat culture instead of
why don't they do
Is
that?
Dame Lillard, is he gonna move?
Probably not.
There's been talks that he doesn't want any part of he said he doesn't want any part of a rebuild.
That's what you've been doing for 3 fucking wait.
He's not he's so I don't know it. I don't know with Dame. I would love for it. I would love for him and Bradley Beal to leave, but I would also like those organizations to reward their loyalty by building around them.
Yeah, better
Going
than
all
they
in.
have because man,
Portland got close with McCollum and
McCollum.
him.
Yeah, they were.
Uh,
They weren't too
Nerfict
far.
wasn't bad. They just never had that 3-spot hammer down. And then whenever they got rid of McCollum, they were able to get a decent player on the wing. And you're like,
Yeah, figures,
That's-
man.
that's what you guys were kind of missing.
Yeah, well, man, if Dame went there though, like,
That'd be
hey,
nice.
if Dame went, it could be. Although I think they need some size too, a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't. I like what's his name, but the Heat need a little size.
Bam.
Adebayo. I like Adebayo, but
Yeah.
they need someone else there, man. Yeah. But hey,
Anyway, back to the
good
next
for
one.
them, right?
Okay.
Good for the Nugs. The Nugs look incredible.
The Heat,
Murray just hitting
This-
threes when they need it the most.
my thing with Bam is Spoelstra does prefer the more slender. The thing I think that lacks in Bam's game that would really benefit this Miami team is the outside shot. I think that he
Yeah.
is the size that is ideal for this offense and defense because he is a plus defender. Like, I
I don't-
think that he's been all defensive team. He hasn't won defensive player of the year, but he's a good defensive player. He's just, Chris Bosh played center for the Miami Heat with coached by Eric Spoelstra. That's what he likes. But
Right.
Bosh could hit the outside shot. Bam
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have that in his
don't
game,
know.
and I think
They-
that's the part that kills him because there's no spacing in there from the inside.
Miami already seems like a team that though they take a lot of threes. Like they shoot a lot already. I
Yeah.
think maybe you need somebody who's more punishing, in the paint and
But I think you
under the
need
board.
I think you need to get they would benefit from getting Jokic away from the center because you look at anytime Butler goes in, it's just clogged up in the middle.
Sure.
Whenever your guys are trying to go to the basket, there's a big clog up because Bam isn't
doesn't
spreading the
mean-
floor.
So then the Nugs switch to playing a zone defense. Like,
Which they're not, which their zone was actually not good this postseason.
so like maybe that would be
So
that's
that
right, 'cause
actually would
Jokic-
be what you want them to do.
Jokic is not a great defense. Like he's not.
He's not, but
top-notch
he's a
defender.
good help defender.
Yeah.
Whenever he doesn't have the responsibility and you're just clogged up, especially whenever they are. So that's what I think is
When you're-
lacking.
I don't think when you're Jokic's size, you necessarily even have to be that good. Like you're just big.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
You just got to get in the way.
Obstacle you have to get around to get that ball in.
and Jokic, yeah, don't let him be an indictment of a player's defensive capabilities. He's a tough guard for everybody in the NBA.
Sure.
Jokic won back-to-back MVPs for a reason.
Well, he's
He-
incredible.
He is really good at making people look bad at their job. And he's
But
done that.
He's incredible offensively.
Yeah.
And his ability to put up like a triple double.
Oh yeah, that dude is
He's just gonna get boards and then also assist some.
he's a fucking unicorn. I mean, he's everything that we thought Porzingis would be and then more.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean, remember when Porzingis came out and he was hitting threes for the Knicks, everybody was like, this dude's one of a kind, and then now we just get to
Yeah.
see it at a better
Now we
level.
got Joka who's playing who can play point guard and center.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. He's been great in this series. Murray's been awesome in this series.
Murray's been hitting some big shots when they need him. When they kind of
Yeah.
need to stop. Like I notice a lot of times when the Heat start trying to go on that fourth quarter run, it's Murray that kind of
Oh yeah.
it's a big three to just shut him up.
He's got that's why I like you just watch him and I just think about Damian Lillard, like he
Yeah. Doing good, man.
no. So
Yeah. Any more about any more?
no, I mean
Cover it? We got it.
I think
by
we
the time
rambled
this
on.
comes out, the thing is probably over. So
More than likely going to be over.
congratulations. No, in that case, congratulations, Nuggets.
Yeah, congrats if you win it. I hope I'm jinxing you.
Could be jinxing you.
Yeah.
But also congratulations.
And congrats on the season to both of them.
Yeah, great season.
Yeah.
The Heat should be very proud.
Congrats to Christian Brown.
Yeah, the Raptors made
Raptors.
a coaching hire.
The Raptors made a coaching hire.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, yeah. They
Uh.
hired Donnie Darko. So
Darko Raj.
Hey. Oh,
I lost it.
Darko
Rajakovic.
Rajakovic.
Rajakovic. Rajakovic.
Rajakovic? Rajakovic?
Rajakovic? Is it Vic?
Vic? Vic?
We don't
It
know-
said
we're-
Vic. They said to add a Vic at the end. I don't know.
Americans don't know shit, apparently.
I'm sorry. We'll hear it and we'll know.
Rajakovic.
We
Like
will
our
commit it
GM.
to memory.
Like our GM, Brett Veach.
Yeah,
Is it-
yeah.
Is it a Rajakovic?
Rajakovic.
Sure.
Is how it said to pronounce it on Google.
It looks like Rajakovic.
It does. It does, but
Right. Jokic and the tennis player
yeah.
are like this.
Yep.
That
So-
that did something.
Yeah, but he is a former assistant of the Memphis Grizzlies.
And they've been doing okay.
Fairly well. They've been a fairly good team, and
they've been doing fairly well. So
he
you
is a
got
native of Serbia.
okay. That's cool. Wow, what a journey.
So congratulations to him. I hope to see him succeed. It's always fun when the Raptors are good. That town is awesome for basketball.
They do love their basketball.
They are a very
They
cool
represent
unique.
an entire country.
entire country. It's really cool when they're good. So
It is.
hopefully he can bring them back to relevance.
Yeah, Drake will be really happy.
Yeah, I could do without that part, but I'll take it.
Oh, Canada will be very happy.
Exactly.
Gotcha,
Exactly.
Canada.
Go Canada.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canada,
God bless them. Yeah, what's the thing?
speaking of Canada, the
Okay.
NHL finals are going on. Did you guys know that?
Yes, I heard.
We
I
have
heard-
not.
I actually found this out last night because there's a giant
Doesn't
mail
have to.
regulation.
I mean,
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, there was. That was
I
cool.
think if they could just separate their playoff a little bit from basketball,
would-
it's got if it could come before, it could even come after. They've just got to separate it somewhere in there, man. Like
Yeah, they're killing their own fucking viewers.
if it wants to come like after basketball, that way we have something to fill in between like this and like baseball postseason, right? And the start of football, because then
Yeah.
it's just like gonna be dead here through July and August, right?
Yeah, they're really missing their opportunity because they could be going up against early season baseball alone.
or mid-season baseball, which is the
Yeah.
same as early season. baseball.
Exactly. I mean,
Nobody cares.
exactly.
like,
So,
Although
But it-
hockey's main problem is kind of the same problem baseball has had and seems to be getting over or trying to, which in that is that it's run too with too tight of a fist by the traditionalists.
Traditional, yeah, very, very traditional.
Hockey also still has a massive problem with race and
They do, and sometimes like promoting a player.
yeah,
know, over
they
a
can't
state-
even get all their teams to or all their players to wear like a pride thing or anything like that.
yeah, that part. Is like, come on, man.
So yeah, they still have a lot but I mean a lot of those kids are from backwoods Canada.
Well,
Yeah.
and some of them are from other countries as well. Some are from Russia, where
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
also not very tolerant of that. stuff.
Tolerant.
So I mean, it's not just like Canada or even America. I mean, it's kind of a worldwide thing.
yeah.
Obviously, when it comes to that. But yeah, they have had a big issue with just being a little stuck in the past, just with a lot of their ways in it. Like again, sometimes you need to be better at promoting your stars. I think they are because I think they're
There's
very
definitely
much
that,
more
and
like
letting not just that, but letting your stars be stars.
B star, yeah.
They do a lot of that unwritten rule shit.
Oh yeah.
So if a guy's flashy at all, he's gonna come out and get checked and possibly miss fucking 15 games.
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But you can't stop the fights, guys.
I know, but that's just.
No,
I'm sorry, I
it's
threw
not
Sidney
the fight.
Crosby because
not the fights. Like the
they're
dudes will
getting checked.
play a really bad illegal hit,
Yeah.
and there's like the league office won't suspend these dudes for any significant.
Yeah,
amount
that's
of
true.
time.
You got to get some big suspensions.
Yeah, I mean, Sidney
that.
Crosby had what, like 5 concussions?
He's
documented.
He's had some injuries.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was because he was that try to be that flashy dude, the face of the sport.
hmm Yeah, they just and hockey's such a regional thing too. You know,
Yeah.
like especially in America, like you're if you're not in the north and if your city doesn't have a hockey team, you don't pay attention to hockey.
Yeah. You're not playing it in school.
It's not around here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
Like
mean,
we've
you-
got a minor league team around here, but
You
other
say
than
that,
that,
but like a lot of the teams that are in the southern states have done really well with their teams.
He,
Yeah.
he did mention that it's
Texas.
because they have a team.
if you have a team,
It's
Yeah,
if
easier
your
to get
city has a
into.
team, you know, I definitely understand. Like you may be a hockey fan, you know.
It's hard for me because I don't have like a hometown pride to a hockey team.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
exactly.
yeah. No, if the
I-
NHL had a team, I would 100% be all in on the NHL.
Yeah, I would definitely. If Kansas City had a team, I'd be paying a lot more attention than
Yeah.
I do now. That's for sure. Like,
I say that, but I don't really pay attention to our MLS franchise, our MLB franchise.
Yeah, but MLS
you
is
pay
not
attention to the
like-
Royals if they were any good. If
Yeah, but
you pay
I am
attention
very
to the
fair
big
weather.
stuff.
I'm
in
very
the-
fair weather
In the
with the
hierarchy
Royals.
of their sports, MLS is not where the NHL is.
No,
Exactly.
no,
This-
no. It's
As
not
far
what
as
considered a
the-
major.
as far as the prestige of that particular sport.
You're
It's
not
not one
going to
of the-
be.
The MLS
Watching
is
the
not
best
the
of-
top league.
You're not going to be watching the best of the best. You
Right.
can watch the MLS, except for
Yeah.
now, I guess. Apparently, you are because we didn't even put that on our rundown.
Surprise topic. I always love a good surprise topic.
Surprise topic. What were we talking about? Who cares? The Raptors got some dude. we
Congratulations, the
can't
Kings are up.
pronounce.
The Kings are up 3. Or we're on the NHL. The Golden
Oh, we're on the
Knights.
NHL.
The Golden
I
Knights,
forgot.
not the Kings. It's
Guys,
the Las Vegas
Already
Golden Knights.
forgot we were talking about hockey and we didn't even mention the teams.
The Golden Knights are up 3-1 over the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
And there was a fight. It was
There was a
fucking- I saw that.
Brawl. It was a cool brawl.
Yeah,
so the Golden apparently the Golden Knights goalie is a troll, and which is my favorite kind of goalie. Like,
I mean, did you see the end of that game and how many shots he blocked and how he
oh,
blocked some of them?
He's been making ridiculous saves in the series.
That's dude. That's a
But-
troll move. And if you can play like that, you can be a troll.
Yeah, I mean, but like Pat, like it's the exact reason I fell in love with hockey in the first place, and specifically being a goalie, is watching Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
And he was that type of goalie too. He was a total fucking troll. Like he wasn't afraid to get in the mix, and so like he
I love
wasn't
it.
afraid to like hook dudes' feet as they were trying to skate away, or give them little taps between the in the crotch with the end of his stick when they go, like that
Yeah.
little extracurriculars. And
Dude,
like,
that was like,
I loved that shit, and because not many goalies do it because they're afraid to get beat the fuck up.
yeah, that's like I was watching the fight last night and it was Tio Lopez versus Josh Taylor, and Tio Lopez, like in the 8th round, he just starts sitting out there and he's like starts like shaking the hips, like dancing in his face, and then he does a jump punch and like Hook hits him right in the head. He's out there like 10 seconds left in the round. He's holding his fists up because he's like, dude, I've worked you. Just
See,
trolling
and
on the
my
dude.
favorite videos is when boxers do that kind of stuff. Those and MMA fighters where they start showboating and then they get knocked out. That's my favorite thing.
Oh yeah, I was like, if he gets knocked out, it'd be awesome. But he worked him all night. Like, I watched that whole fight. I was like, yeah, there is no coming back for Josh Taylor on this. But he had a 16-month layoff between fights. So, but back on to, we were going to talk about our surprise topic, which
Yeah,
was
so we're done with the NHL.
I
We're
have a
d-
second surprise
Talked about
topic
that.
after.
There's
we're
after
gonna have
this surprise.
we're gonna have
Fights,
3 surprise topics.
And now Messi.
Oh,
Messi.
well, this is the one. I actually have it pulled up here too. from that
This is-
text I sent.
This is ridiculous.
So a breakdown of his deal. 50 million a year salary. Okay. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not a big huge
Probably only going to play a couple years.
no, yeah, he's not gonna play very long, I don't think.
But
And he won't
that
play
part doesn't
much
that
throughout the
part isn't
season.
the part that matters.
Yeah.
Percentage on subscriptions to the MLS season pass from Apple TV paid directly by Apple.
That's another 10 to 15 bucks a month.
I have it, so they get it. But mine's free through T-Mobile.
I wonder how much money he's really going to make off that.
I don't know.
I mean,
Mine
he's really banking on the fact that people are going to, like, the MLS is going to explode because of him.
The next one, though.
well, yes, he is.
Percentage of Inter Miami's shirt sales paid directly by Adidas, also a share of Adidas profits from his MLS arrival.
The shirt sales isn't a surprise. That's a standard deal with
Yeah.
soccer.
Acquisition of a part of Inter Miami's shares after his retirement.
That's big. I thought. Well, wait, isn't he getting a part of like all of the MLS Adidas clothing or something like that?
It just says
Oh, it
Inter
was-
Miami's. And then
Okay.
he's
Oh,
also
Inter
getting
Miami,
a share
the
of
clubs.
Adidas profits from his arrival.
Yeah,
Whatever that
And he-
means.
and he's getting a profit of just the club sales, not even like
Yeah.
his own personal jersey sales.
Then there's the possibility of acquiring an MLS franchise at the end of his career, the way Beckham did in 2007.
Mhm.
And then there's, according to a report, every MLS franchise contributed financially to bring Lionel Messi here.
Insane.
Wow.
That's insane.
So if that doesn't tell you how much Lionel Messi means to soccer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
get how much he means to soccer, but
I
my
meant
God.
to text you guys this. So we were discussing like how big this is for MLS. Like supposedly, Inter Miami's Twitter page only had like 150, 200,000 followers, and in between the rumor and him being signed, which was only a couple hours, they had gained 400,000 Twitter followers. It was like 2 hours and had already gained 400,000.
Maybe. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's just
didn't.
And it's probably
just about
gone
some-
way since
Oh,
he's been
yeah.
signed.
I didn't know the MLS was like, they had all that and that Messi would be such a big draw in America that they would give him all that. But maybe he is, man. Maybe like,
I mean, a lot of people know who Messi is.
yeah. And a lot of people are going to go see him, like all the soccer fans are, plus some others.
And soccer's growing pretty quickly. Again,
It
it's
is.
kind of made a resurgence.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and like that. I mean, any community outside of your basic white or black community in America knows who Messi is. Like
Mhm.
Hispanic communities all know. Everybody,
Sure.
like, yeah. If you know anything about soccer, you know
who
how big
right.
Messi is and what he means.
Yeah, and especially after the whole World Cup win, and now it's like cemented him as the GOAT.
no,
Like,
yeah.
According to
That's
soccer,
cool.
I know nothing about soccer, but according to everybody, they seem to have
Cemented him, yeah.
right.
Yeah, well, and it's not just that; it's the fact that he's like, obviously, he's not what he was 5 or 6 years ago, even, but he's still a top level player. Like
Mhm.
he could very, very much
Yeah,
walk in about any
I
team.
looked up his actual age. He's 35, so it's not like he's incredibly old.
No,
I
and
don't-
it's really just speed and
Um,
agility that you lose, like that top end speed and agility.
Yeah.
He's probably not a 90-minute player at this stage anymore either.
No,
Uh,
and the problem is the modern European game is like it requires all 10 guys to defend.
hmm
Like Messi just doesn't have the stamina to defend and attack anymore.
No, he's probably a starter, obviously, since at this, but he doesn't unless you have to have him finish the game.
Yeah, I mean, and he will. Like,
Yeah.
And when you've done nothing but dominate your entire career, I guess at this stage he's like, well, I guess I'll go where I can make just as much money. I think. I don't know how much he'd make in Europe.
He's
Maybe
got nothing left to prove.
and
he's-
and and continue to dominate.
I would say he's
my
still
career.
gonna dominate.
I'm gonna go over here now, make just as much money as I have
Yeah,
been.
he's gonna like just he's gonna do silly shit over here, like real
Continue.
silly shit.
Yeah. I'm excited to
It's gonna
see
be
it.
amazing to watch.
He's,
Yeah, it
he's
is.
just gonna have fun. He's making all this money to come over here and just like mess around and shit.
So Sam,
And
Well,
he
that-
turned down 1.5 billion too. So
He turned down. Yeah, the Saudis were gonna give him that 1.5. Now he wouldn't have got. I don't know if he would have gotten a lot of those other things like
yeah,
getting shares of the team after he retires, and also being like the potential to acquire a team. What the? Isn't that what
Well,
getting
and-
shares of a team kind of are like?
yeah.
Yeah, well, and
Mm.
apparently his wife Antonella was also a big part of the decision of not wanting to go to Saudi Arabia for.
Well, yeah, that is also a
Yeah.
big draw. Like
He was like,
well,
I'm
we
not
could-
living there.
We could still
not.
have
Yeah,
an
don't blame her.
insane amount of money and not go to Saudi
And
Arabia.
Cristiano's making a very similar amount of money over in Saudi Arabia.
It's baffling why the PGA even caved because Liv was already dying. Like they were buried on the CW.
Money, probably.
Tell me what channel on your TV CW is
Mhm.
the number.
You're right.
Exactly.
Well,
I
okay,
will
let's-
say what I was just seeing. It looked like Live and DP World Golf were coming together with a merger. So this was just a way for.
all three to.
So it's because they were getting ready to build a bigger conglomerate by forming together. So then this way here, it's just like stop that in its tracks before it can get any traction, sort
Yeah,
of
dude.
thing.
And Live had only been around for. It's only been around for like a year,
Yeah,
if not more. So most sports leagues, are going to be in the hole the first 2-3 years, almost guaranteed. And then you hopefully the AFL almost collapsed its first.
I mean
couple
they
years,
said
like-
the XFL lost $60 million in 2023.
and like I don't man, I don't know if that's how much they expect to lose, but I know for the first few seasons at least, you expect to be in the hole.
My question is, what the fuck did you spend $60 million on?
That
I know.
replay system, though.
Oh, I get it. I was just joking. I was
Hey man, if they can
all the shitty
then-
uniforms.
yeah.
the fucking clip art team logos.
Hey, hey guys, any of you that are coming back next year, you're bringing your fucking unis back. Those are getting reused next year.
Oh,
It's just
yeah,
the
they
same
didn't take
generic
'em home.
custom team designs that have been in Madden for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
No, because they don't have buy EA money. They'd have to buy those off EA.
Like, dude, like I swear,
But good
I
God.
made a team in Madden with that exact same Bandits logo.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Yeah,
It probably
like
named it the
20 years
Bandits.
ago.
I know I've seen that before.
I
You're
have.
absolutely right. I know that.
know it, dude.
That's hilarious.
Okay. We talked golf. Now we can move on to a sport that we actually care about.
Now we're on to the
Kinda
NFL.
did. Yeah.
Woo!
Oh baby. Hey, our Chiefs.
Yeah,
You guys, hey, went to the White House.
they did. They went to the
Ah,
White House
Yes.
and
Mr. Kelsey had some things to say,
do apparently.
but Patrick wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
He did I mean, it looked, obviously maybe staged, maybe, very, if not, Patrick was very suave there, but
Yeah, because it's like Travis pointed out, his mistake was he gave this arm motion to Biden and kind of deterred Biden's attention.
he did the,
So then he slides in and you can see Pat's job is Travis's babysitter when they're in public.
seems like
And
it's-
so Pat is always watching Travis, and Travis apparently had already been a menace that whole day.
Yeah.
According to his own words, he was being hilarious.
going under the desk in the Oval Office and shit.
Yeah, going under the desk, fucking opening all the doors in the mansion, trying to find something cool, trying to find hidden treasure. I get it. I would do the same fucking thing.
They could behind any of those doors could be an alien. You don't know,
Exactly.
right?
And he didn't even ask about aliens, so his dad's gonna be mad at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think Pat Pat was already on edge, you know. Pat was like, Travis, you're already doing a little bit too much today. And then Travis walked up to the microphone and didn't lead off with what he wanted to say, which he probably just should have, right?
Right.
Like if he really just wanted to say to my fellow Americans,
Yeah.
he should have just gone with that. And then it's out there. I mean, you are,
Could have done it. He said,
You
I've
s-
always wanted to sit.
yeah,
And he should like Pat is just he knows how to keep his eye on track. He's used to always having to know where Travis Kelsey is. right?
exactly. Yeah.
He always has to know where that dude is at all times as just part of his job. So perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I loved it.
It's good
Uh,
time.
Yeah. That was a fun, hearing him tell Jason about it was fun.
That was.
But yeah, we can stick with the Chiefs. We'll skip over the next one and we'll come back
Oh,
to it.
okay. Go to our boy
Since-
Frank.
Yeah, Frank. And you know what? I'm not mad at him.
Frank Clark signing with the Broncos.
Signing with the Broncos. What,
5.5 mil guaranteed. couple
7.5
more mil.
potential?
Yeah, a few more mil in incentives.
So I'm happy for him for getting money. I wish it wouldn't have been with the Broncos. Deep down, I think that's the part that sucks because he's better than Randy Gregory and cheaper than Randy Gregory.
I would be
In the
honest.
playoffs.
Are you
Yes,
worried
if
about
he-
Frank Clark against our offensive line?
He might know a few things, but
Well, we don't know about our tackles yet, so
yeah, our tackles are new.
we don't know about that.
There's a
Uh,
reason we didn't
I-
pay Frank Clark $5 million.
Do it.
There's a
Oh,
reason we didn't pay Frank Clark $5 million.
they
I
want
get
the
it,
inside
but-
scoop. They want the inside scoop on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I here's what I think. Here's the 4D chess move I think the Chiefs did, right? The wild Chiefs theory that probably didn't happen, but we're gonna say maybe it happened. The Chiefs started floating stuff out there about re-signing Frank, right? They're gonna do Frank kind of a solid, right? When they heard that the Broncos were talking to him. They're like, oh yeah, maybe he's gonna come on back. Yeah, we're definitely thinking about re-signing Frank, guys.
because he was there at the White House, right?
Yeah, of course.
So
Well,
he-
yeah, if you're
he
on
was
the
there.
team.
He was there at the White House. He was
So-
talking to the team. He's like, guys, I got this offer from the Broncos. You know, it's a little low, and they're like, we'll just say we're going to re-sign you.
We're gonna say we're gonna sign you.
Any
And that
day
way
now.
the Broncos had to be like, give them
Yeah.
more. We're gonna have to give them more, guys. We're gonna have to give them more money. So now we're making the Broncos spend a little over market value and helping Frank get more money, right? So we're kind of screwing over the Broncos a little while helping out Frank.
I like the theory, but I think really what went through their head was just seeing him at the White House with those guys that he would have been like, shit, I'll take less money to stay around these guys. And in that environment, just
He paid
seeing
him
it
a
should, yeah, seeing that. So they were probably like, yeah, we'll give you this amount of money. He's like, well, I can't fucking refuse that. I'm not getting that.
I'm not,
I-
I'm not gonna give you that.
They're
much.
slowly becoming the sexy pick to dethrone us in the West this year too.
Oh my
Well, yeah,
God.
of course. It started
Oh
with the
my
Chiefs.
People have really
God.
talked themselves into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than they've spent a lot of money. They have spent a ton of money. But I mean, I can't name a ton of guys that they've picked up.
They
They've got
haven't
some
s-
O-line.
They haven't spent money wisely, I don't think. Got Mike McGlinchey and
Yeah.
the right tackle from the Ravens
Yeah, yeah. Right, they've-
on the
they've worked
offensive
on the
line, and they
line.
spent a shit ton of money there. They gave up draft picks to get a coach who won a Super Bowl, but that Super Bowl will forever be tainted due to the scandal that surrounds it. Kind of like
that it doesn't taint. Nobody sees
I tainted.
that.
For the sake of this argument, Sam, let it be that's tainted, okay?
Nobody sees
And then he wasted. There was 3 years, 3 out of 4 years they went 7-9 with
Yeah.
a high-powered offense
with Drew Brees.
with Drew Brees. So he's not
Yeah.
this god that everybody thinks. He's closer to Pete Carroll than he is to fucking Bill Belichick.
I mean, they're
For goddamn
hoping-
sure. He's nowhere
they're
near
hoping
Andy
he is
Reid.
Pete Carroll. They're-
What's
they're
that?
begging- They're hoping he's Pete Carroll. They're like, God,
Well,
please let him be.
I'm
Pete
saying he's shit. Russ is like, I hope he's nothing like Pete.
They're
Yeah,
honest.
well-
Pete Carroll's been to 2 Super Bowls.
True. Pete Carroll has been to 2 Super Bowls and another I think another conference finals
Yeah,
appearance.
and with a worse quarterback than Drew Brees.
Yeah. The Drew Brees, size, the guy that Drew Brees gave a road to the NFL to,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
in a cool way. I mean, I'm not knocking
Yeah,
Russ on
with
that
the,
one.
with the short
Yeah.
guy.
Drew Brees
Um,
really broke that. But I mean, yeah, he wasted so many years like just piling up offensive stats, being like, oh, this is fucking good enough. Yes, they should have made another Super Bowl because they got cheated out of the Rams one. That one was blatant.
No.
But yeah, this
Also,
is
not even the Broncos' first choice.
no, he wasn't their
maybe-
first choice. Probably because of the compensation and related to getting him away from the Saints.
Yeah, may have had one or two.
I mean, I'm not going to say that you don't know what D'Amico Ryans is going to be.
but,
Jim
yeah,
Harbaugh, you kind of have
but you wouldn't have to
center-
give up picks for Jim or D'Amico.
exactly.
You don't have to
And
give up draft
Harbaugh,
picks.
you're going to bring in an unbearable asshole. But what
Yeah,
do
the
we
guy who
what
you
do we
know
know?
you're probably not going to work well with, but
Yeah, and I mean, it's been
you get you to a
What?
Super Bowl.
6-7 years since he's been an NFL head coach.
Well, and like an unbearable asshole can be the right pick.
Yeah, but
But-
he's a guy.
But it's for teams that you want to maybe a team that has a lot of penalty problems, discipline like a discipline problem team.
Yeah,
like
he'd be
that's
good
when you want to
for-
bring an asshole in.
He'd be great
If
for the
not
Raiders.
that, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I just think that Harbaugh at this stage, I could be completely wrong because he did make the jump before and was successful, but he hasn't been as impressive at Michigan as he was at Stanford to me.
Yeah, and Michigan's much harder place to coach than Stanford. Like
Yeah, it is.
Big Ten's a big difference. Like
It is.
I get.
And he
get
has
Pac-12 still like a
I
Power
guess-
5, but
the last 2 years they've been a very solid team, getting to the
Yeah.
national championship and the playoffs.
you got to like play Ohio State every year.
Yeah.
Hard.
But yeah, I don't see the Broncos being a threat.
I mean,
The Chargers are the ones that I kind of keep my eye on. I don't fear them, but I think if a team was gonna do it, it'd probably be them. But they would have to do it in spite of Brandon Staley. And I don't think Kellen Moore, the scapegoat for for Dallas is the answer at offensive coordinator.
I know, right? It's
Like- If anything, you just hired the guy who drew up that fucking final play that Dallas ran.
yeah, you did.
2 years in a row. Like 2 years
Yeah,
in a
like,
row
2
in the
years in a row,
playoffs.
They
His final play is like fireable.
Like,
What
the team.
fuck?
Wait, the team. Yeah. You're talking about the Chargers, the team who the last 2 years in a row have fallen
And-
apart magnificently at the end of a game that they needed to win for their
Oh,
season.
Forget
extended
the last 2 years; they have an epic history of falling apart at the last minute.
Yeah,
They
you're
have an epic-
right.
But I'm just saying, with the coach they have, right? With the head
Yeah.
coach they have,
So you bring in Kellen Moore, who's
the
The
last 2
s-
years has epically failed in the last play.
That's a good point. I
So-
didn't think about it.
Yeah.
and they're two of the most comical play designs.
Now
Oh,
they can
Yeah,
epically fail at the end of the game and cap it off with an epically bad play.
Yeah.
They can blow a 27-point lead while lining up the running back at center for the last
And
play.
only having him on the line of scrimmage.
Only having
They don't need their offensive lineman up there with them.
spread it out.
if I was
Spread 'em.
Zeke, I would have never put on a Cowboys uniform again after that.
I
He
don't
may
think he's
not.
gonna have much of a choice actually on that one. I'm like, he's probably not gonna do, and it's not gonna be up to him.
Yeah.
He's
It was a
gonna be
nice
like,
fuck you from the Cowboys on his way out the door.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
he should be grateful for that organization for giving him that money in the first place. Like we
That's
all
fair.
knew,
That's fair.
we all knew Zeke was getting overpaid the second they gave him that
The last
contract.
Yeah.
running back that's ever going to get paid.
Yeah, true. And speaking of that, that's a great segue to Dalvin Cook has been released by Minnesota.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a move that does make sense. Alexander Mattinson has been very solid back the past couple seasons when it needed to fill in, so probably
and
a much
Dalvin-
cheaper option.
Dalvin's at that point in a running back's career where it
Yeah.
just like
He's
you know-
26, guys. I mean, he's fucking
you know he's just about to go off that cliff. So
Yeah.
26. Ooh, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go with the DiCaprio standard on this, guys. All right.
Dude,
once they
it-
get to 25, you gotta you gotta be
NFL
looking for the exit.
NFL running backs really are treated how Leonardo DiCaprio treats his dates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, 25. Ooh, you maybe got a few months left here, but
I can give you 6 minutes.
And it's because those dudes take so much punishment on
Yeah.
just on their way to the NFL.
Yeah,
yeah.
especially
yeah,
the
'cause
elite
in-
ones.
Because in college, yeah, especially if you're really good in college, they'll just work you, man,
Yep.
just like over and over again.
And that's why I think we'll see that's why I think NIL deals are really good for that position.
Great for that position.
They
You'll see
should-
guys. You will see guys stay an extra year in college.
Yeah, we're already seeing that at
Yeah,
Michigan.
at Michigan,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think that it's a way that I think that running backs are the ones that probably have some of the most potential in college football to earn the most money.
Yeah, because you're not going to age out in college.
Yeah.
Like
So
I mean,
hopefully,
you are going to, but every other position, you aren't going to, you know.
yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that position.
it is. Well, there's a lot of talks of Dalvin going back home to Miami, play as a Dolphin.
Makes sense, right? The Dolphins kind of need.
They need that guy that you look at and are like, that's the one.
Plus, Dalvin's a very good receiving back.
Yeah,
Back. He can do kind of everything you need him.
they got a good secondary stable. They just need that guy, you know.
Mm-hmm. So,
So
that'd be a good fit. I know some people float at the idea of him coming to KC, and I just don't see it. I don't think.
I don't think there's a big role for him here.
Yeah, we don't really need him, and
That's not the good. Yeah, we're not bringing in running backs.
I
We're-
think I would
We're
be,
gonna roll with what we got. at
I'd
that
be very
position.
I'd
We
be
have-
happy if we
no
did.
money.
What's that?
We have no money.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't. I'd be very happy if we did, but I think you know,
I mean, we will.
Garrett McKinnon already plays that role, receiver, blocker,
Yeah.
everything.
and that's the dude and then Pacheco is going to be our early down guy.
Our main back, yeah.
Yeah. And then if we absolutely need him, we'll use Clyde if we don't cut him.
Yeah, I think it's mainly going to be kind of a 50-50 split between Clyde and
So
It
Well,
could be.
Pacheco.
Chiefs
think the
running
early
back-
season-
Not Clyde, McKinnon and
Oh.
Pacheco.
I'll say early in the season we might see more Clyde than we want to, but I think that'll be just
I
to keep
think-
McKinnon fresh for the later stretch. Because I feel
That's-
like
that's true too.
I think the last 2 years we kind of brought him along a little slower. Around week 5, you start seeing a lot more McKinnon.
Yeah.
So I would I
Saving
wouldn't
him
be
for the end.
shocked. I wouldn't be shocked to see an early dose of Clyde if he's on the roster early season to maybe try to pump up trade value before the deadline.
Yeah, I mean, Pacheco seems able and willing to be the every down back too, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just think I'm not thinking Clyde instead of Pacheco at all. I'm thinking he'll probably get some of the McKinnon touches early season. Because I think we're full force going Pacheco unless he has a huge regression.
So at that charity softball game for the Chiefs,
Oh yeah, how was that?
it was fun. Pacheco got during the announcements, he got a huge ovation,
Of course.
and then they announced Clyde, and it was like it almost sounded like
Oh, that's brutal.
pity cheers, because like it kind of started out
Oh,
quiet
no.
and then it slowly got louder. Like, oh god, we should make him feel bad.
Out there
Mhm.
for charity.
Yep. Oops. Forgot to cheer.
But yeah, it was fun.
Oh, it's 11:30.
Patrick,
All right.
to be
dude, it was
fair,
hilarious 'cause,
Clyde couldn't be bothered to be at the fucking parade. So,
yeah,
Yeah, or
Patrick,
White
like
House.
Maybe he didn't
He-
feel he earned the place at the parade.
Mahomes
fuck
played
off.
short
I don't know. Just-
the whole time,
I
and
would be there.
Uh-huh.
oh, and well, he pitched, but they were pitching to their own team.
Yeah.
Okay.
But every time, as soon as the ball was starting to be thrown, Pat would get down like he's playing baseball. He's the only person on the field that ever did it. And then if like it was a strike, he'd stand back up and take a few steps backwards. And then as soon as the ball was about to be pitched, he'd take a few steps forward and get down. I was like, you can tell who the baseball player is.
Yeah, I
on
was
the
gonna
field.
say, man, once it's baked into you like that, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, he hit some bombs too.
Oh man, I'm sure. No behind the backers though.
He didn't really have a chance. The one time where he could have made like a really cool play, who was it? Was it Bush? I think it was Bouchel. Dove and caught the ball right in front of Pat. I mean, it was a screamer.
Dang, yeah, man. So you got to see the third string.
Yep. But Mahomes was the one hitting bombs the whole game. Although Tommy hit a pretty big homer.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're saying that. Yeah.
And then
Amateur.
on defense, who hit one? I can't remember, but the score was 22-6. So offense won the game.
By a little bit. Okay. Let's
Anyway,
So,
so
yes.
we have one more thing to talk about. So
Yep.
wide receiver duos. Who do we think will be the best?
Question of the week. Yeah, you got to build it up, Sam. Okay.
Yeah. The
Okay.
question
Off-season question of the week.
Of the week.
Who is the best offensive duo in the AFC and NFC?
Did you say wide receiver duos?
Wide receiver duos?
Yeah, pass catching duos. We can make it pass catching. So that
Pass
way you're
catching.
not.
Oh, okay.
Let's make it pass catching because tight ends are pretty much and running backs are pretty much capable.
Okay, well, AFC, it's Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, it's Chase and Higgins.
And really, you could throw Boyd in there too.
I would say if you're gonna say duo, Dolphins. I'd go Waddle and Tyreek, maybe.
Yeah, I could go there too, just
Over
because
Jamar.
Cincy also has Tyler Boyd, so there's three.
Their wide receiver room is better because they also have Boyd. But if we're talking straight 1-2,
Yes.
straight 1-2 duos, maybe I'll just be different and throw in Miami just because like Cincinnati is obviously they're a pretty obvious pick and that's a good pick. You can't argue really with it. But I'm gonna
Reek thinks he's going for the first wide receiver to get 2,000 this year. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be a little hard whenever you're out there with Waddle on the other side.
But they didn't. They both went over.
They did
1,000 last year, man. I think they both went over like 15. Like one of the 3 times in NFL history where 2 guys on the same team have done that.
Yeah, I don't think they have the horses at QB to do that.
Well, the QB's just got to stay healthy.
I'm going to take the dark horse on this one. I'm going to say Travis Kelce and Cardavius Toney.
Yeah.
Could be.
Hey, I like it. Could be our 2 Giants players that we stole.
It could be.
Those dudes could go nuts.
Sneaky. You said Chase. You said Chase and Higgins as well.
But maybe Justin Ross, Tim. You don't know.
Or Justin.
Yeah, I think if there's if I could pick 2 receivers on one team to just come to my team, it would be those 2.
Oh, they're phenomenal. They're great players. The AFC is a lot.
I've always been a big fan of the taller, big body receivers who can just catch a ball anywhere.
Yeah, same.
Like speed is fine, but when you can just toss a ball up to a dude,
Well, I'm sorry.
like that shit. Like that's the same shit that Brady used to do with Randy Moss. Like Brady would just close his eyes and chuck it 70 yards downfield, and there's Randy Moss in the middle of 3 guys catching the fucking ball.
Yeah.
I've got 2 dark horses you could throw in there.
Yeah.
I hate to throw both of them in, but the Raiders with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, or Jacoby Myers could. They don't have the quarterback for
exactly.
It,
I think the
Chargers
QB play.
too.
Then
The Chargers are a tough one.
The Chargers are fair.
If Keenan and Mike Williams can stay healthy,
and I think that the draft pick of
Quentin Johnson
is huge.
Yeah. That could be the real if one of the other 2, Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, could fucking stay healthy for a season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we kind of pinned it down in the AFC. Like I don't know if.
Yeah.
Who did you take?
I took Travis Kelce and Kadarius
that's
Toney.
right. The Chiefs, yeah. Dolphins.
I'll stick with Bengals, but I think it's Miami.
Well, I mean, you can swap if you want.
Nah.
Okay.
Really
So-
think it's Miami.
NFC.
Gee,
AJ Devontae.
P, who do you, yeah, come on, all right. Who do you think it is, P?
Uh,
Okay, when I saw this question, I told P, I'm like, you just want to talk about the Eagles, don't you?
And
You put
I-
this on here just to talk about the Eagles.
I at first only was gonna have it be one, but
That's-
yeah.
That's why he put it in the NFC AFC. That's why it wasn't just like the best duo in all the NFL. Had to split it up because, you know.
Well, you know.
And so that might have been a better argument. We could have argued him because he would have. I think he still would have said AJ and Devontae best in the NFL.
No.
No,
No, I would have. I don't think I would have. I honestly probably wouldn't have put Kelsey and Tony as the number one in the NFL. I almost even.
Different. Though.
So here, I'll play devil's advocate. I
Yeah.
almost want to put the Vikings on there.
But we just
I-
don't really know about.
You don't know about the rookie coming in, Addison, but Justin Jefferson's almost good enough to put them up there on his own.
I
Yeah.
forgot the Vikings got Addison.
Yeah, and I mean they had a very quick turnaround from Stephen Diggs to Jefferson. Jefferson's going to command a lot of double teams, so that's going to free up a lot of openings for Addison to have a big year potentially.
Very true. And you know, we're gonna have to reevaluate this whole thing once D Hop goes somewhere, or he might.
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine if he goes to Baltimore, and now all of a sudden we got, you know, OBJ and D Hop on the same team.
yeah, and I mean
if OBJ
Baltimore,
can still play, we don't.
Yeah.
But if he can, holy shit!
Baltimore's another intriguing wide receiver room. Even
Yeah,
with because if Rashad Bateman could put together a full season, he looked good last year in limited action. They drafted
It'd be an awfully risky play to put two at the end of their career receivers out there as your.
It's kind of an all-in
But-
thing.
but they also got Zay Flowers in the first round, who's a highly touted prospect coming out. So I think they've put together a decent room for once.
yeah, put it around your guy who you just paid. You still have Mark Andrews there, so you've got
Yeah.
fucking beast at tight end, and you're fine.
Yep.
It'd be great. You could get one.
It's
We're
weird
going
to
all
see
in
them
for one
actually
year.
try. Tim, what wide receiver duo did you say for the NFC?
NFC, I'm going. This is kind of a dark horse, but I like it. Seattle,
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
DK.
not that dark.
DK, Tyler Lockett, and they drafted Jackson.
Those guys have been studs
Smith
for a long
Nigma.
time.
Yeah, but it's
That's
they're
a good.
not always like way up top, but they could have a big
Yeah.
year this year.
So yeah, I'm not gonna jinx my own team because I got enough love, so I am gonna go with Minnesota.
No, you have to go Eagles because if you're not jinxing your own team, then you just jinx the Chiefs. So
I guess you're right. You're right.
You know what? The 49ers are a tough one not to pick.
Yeah, with Ayuk.
Debo and Kittle. They also have McCaffrey if you want to call him as a pass.
That-
But like
you can.
that, I don't know the two you put in there. Would you
It's
put
hard
in
to
George
judge
Kittle,
NFC receivers
Christian
because
McCaffrey?
quarterbacks over there.
What?
It's hard to judge NFC receivers because of the goddamn quarterbacks over
Yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
you could also throw Tampa Bay.
They have a good.
Oh
really good-
shit. Yeah. Wait. Are they all nobody's getting traded from there? They haven't
Not
traded
yet.
either.
Godwin and Edward
Damn,
and
that might maybe Tampa Bay.
Evans.
Evans.
don't know.
Cowboys don't have a terrible.
Can you pick
wide
one for
receiver
me?
room.
I'll put you down for Tampa. That or no, I'll. You know what?
No, he said Tampa making it.
He
I'm
said
gonna put him down
Cowboys.
for the
Fran.
49ers.
Put him down for the
brought up San Fran
Cowboys.
first. Kittle and McCaffrey, although maybe Debo. You could slide him. in.
Debo and McCaffrey.
Sam's a
Kittle.
huge CD Lamb
And
fan,
Kittle.
So
Those
Kittle.
aren't pass catchers. I mean,
Kittle and Debo.
they
Kittle,
catch
Debo.
passes, but
What
no, you said McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's a patch
Oh,
catcher too.
running back.
McCaffrey does everything. Tell me.
McCaffrey is a for 6 games a year. He does do everything.
He's an OW.
depends.
That's an offensive.
Hey, but you know what, guys? I think we did it.
we done did it. We found out that Sam loves CD Lamb.
He does.
I didn't. When did I even win it? What? Where did
Huge
that
CD
come
Lamb
from?
fan.
Huge.
But as always,
See the
thanks for
jersey he
watching.
wears.
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe,
I don't
and
know.
share the
Tim
video.
had a CD for Lamb of God, so I think that proves that Tim likes CD Lamb.
Ooh, maybe Tim does
Lamb.
like CD lambs.
CD's lambs
Of
all over the
God.
place.